Guys, welcome to the Caring for Creatures show. It's Jerry Miller. It's great to be with you on a gorgeous Thursday. Thank you kindly for joining us on the I Love Seaville Network. The Caring for Creatures show, guys, a spotlight on Central Virginia's first no-kill animal sanctuary. For more than 30 years, its president, its founder, Mary Birkholz, has saved the lives with her team of the most at-risk animals across the eastern seaboard and welcomed them to a sanctuary in Fluvanna County. And I think on that note, Harris Tolber, our director, why don't we welcome Mary Birkholz to the show? She has good friend Jackie Meyers as well on set.
Absolutely.
Hello, Mary.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
Good, good. Jackie's in the house.
Happy to be back.
How's it going, Jackie?
It's going fabulous, Jerry. You know, I love being here.
We love having you here. She is undoubtedly one of our favorite guests on this program. Why don't we start with the week that was at Caring for Creatures?
Absolutely.
And then we'll go to Jackie.
Okay. First of all, thank you to our sponsors, the most wonderful folks that help us get this show moving every week. Charlottesville Veterinary Hospital, Happy Tales, and Pet Supplies Plus. And I'll just point out that Charlottesville Veterinary Hospital has a summer food drive that they're doing that will benefit Caring for Creatures and the Fluvanna SPCA. Bring canned food, dry food, kittens, cats, seniors, adults, whatever, and drop it off at the Charlottesville Veterinary Hospital, and they'll alert us, and we'll pick it up. Pet Supplies Plus still has their special thing going. Redford Naturals, you get 10% off your entire order if you buy at least a 5-pound bag, cat or dog dry food, and donate it to CFC. We've gotten a lot of it, and thank you for everybody. It's really wonderful. I'd like to introduce you to a couple of animals.
Yes?
Yeah. George.
Okay.
And Half Pint. George and Half Pint. Aren't you like those?
I love
Yeah,
it.
George is a kitty. George is so wonderful. George is probably about 6 years old, neutered male. He was pretty freaked out when he got to the sanctuary, came from a situation where he was not getting good care. Settled in, and he's blossomed into this amazingly wonderful cat. So if you're looking for friendly, social, easygoing, he gets on with other cats, check George out.
Okay.
He's a great guy. Half Pint is actually a little bigger than a half pint, or a half gallon, some of the staff say, but we call him Half Pint. Little beagle-y mix, a little larger than a beagle, about 5 years old. He came from the Louisa County area in a situation where someone was unable to continue living at her current place, so had to find homes for some of her animals. So Half Pint's now at CFC.
I love it. Half Pint on screen.
Yeah.
George and Half Pint need forever homes.
Absolutely.
Caringforcreatures.org for more information on both. You can follow them closely on Facebook, and they will do their matchmaking process to help George and Half Pint find forever homes, Mary.
Absolutely. And if George or Half Pint isn't the right one for you, we'll find one.
Okay. You have animals.
Yes, we have animals. 200. Something like 200 animals.
200 animals, $1,000 a day needed to save these animals' lives and keep them going. Please contribute to Caring for Creatures.
And right now, you know, if you can contribute between now
Matching.
and July, we have a matching gift.
Talk to us about that.
$10,000 matching gift. Any amount you donate between now and July 20th will be matched by our match donor up to a total of $10,000. Awesome. So we're very excited.
That's awesome.
So now's a great time to give.
Caringforcreatures.org. First sizzle reel right there. Harris Tolber, Bellamy Brown, welcome to the show. Cedric Laverne Washington, Amanda Terplowski, Michael Buchensky, Bill Kerr, Lisa Barnes Rogers, Chris Turner, Tim Ryan, Rick Henderson, Grace Australia, a few watching right now. Jackie Meyers. Jackie Meyers.
Yes.
Jackie Meyers. Nice to see you. I've been so excited to welcome you into this program. The show is yours. How is your day-to-day going?
It's going great. It's going great. For one thing, I'm here.
We're above the mud.
Couldn't be better.
Right? What I love about her, positive, glasses half full, a zest for life that is contagious for all those that are around her. Peaceful Passings. Let's talk about Peaceful Passings, Senior Animal Rescue. The show is yours.
Well, two big things happening. One is I have written a book.
Okay.
I think it bears mentioning that all roads lead back to Caring for Creatures. So before there was a Peaceful Passings, I volunteered at Caring for Creatures. And one day, in a kind of a shy way, I came up to Mary and said, I'd kind of written something about one of the animals and thought that, maybe you'd consider it possibly for the newsletter. And Mary read it and said, yeah, we could do that. We could put it in. And it was published, and you had some people on staff and some volunteers say it was pretty good. I got some positive feedback from people that would have told me it was terrible if it really was. And so I felt good about that and continued to write in this vein. I'd done some research writing before and that kind of thing, but this was new to me. Kept it going, and eventually had this manuscript that really sat for years. And fast forward, last year, it was January, and one of our supporters sent me an email and said, I wrote a book, its name is Webster the Beagle, and I'd like to donate some of the proceeds to Peaceful Passings. And so I said, great. Okay, didn't hear for months, and it was probably November, and sitting at my computer thinking, where can I earn the next dollar here for my rescue? And looked at my email from this guy, and he said, I know the book's published now, and I know it's late notice, but I'd really like you to come to a book release. By the way, it's tomorrow in Richmond at a tennis club, and can you be there? And I said, yes, I will be there. So I went to this thing, and it was like 300 people I didn't know, and kind of schmoozed with everybody and got myself kind of in with people and talking and got to know a lot of good people. And but they introduced someone from the publishing company. And after the speeches were over, I turned around to that person, and they had disappeared because they were from Northern Virginia, and they were trying to hike back that evening and get probably home before 1 o'clock in the morning. So I missed that opportunity. So then I came home, and I thought, Mary always says there's times where you have to take that bold step. So I thought, I'm going to take that bold step. And I contacted the author of this book, and I said, how did that all happen for you? Just what happened, and how did you hook up with these people? He said, I can do an introduction for you. Nice. So he did an introduction with his publisher and me, and did this email thing. And the guy said, yeah, I'd love to talk to you about your manuscript, love to talk to you about the book. So he said, send it to me. So I kind of did some revisions and sent him a rough draft of the whole thing. And they got back to me and said, I'll give you a call on Wednesday. How about Wednesday, 11 o'clock? I said, that's fine. So Wednesday comes, I'm sweating bullets because I don't know what he's going to say. And you got to be prepared.
Sure, you have to have thick skin.
Yeah, you got, it could be anything, A guy from Northern Virginia, they get manuscripts all the time, bigger company, and stuff like that. It's not self-published. It's like you got to please them. So I'm thinking, okay, so I'm sweating, but I'm thinking I can take this. I can do this. This was Mary's fault to begin with, so I can blame it all on her. Mary's big, bold moves. Okay, so I get on the phone, and he's like, I love it. It's tremendous. It's absolutely great. But you see, the other book, Webster the Beagle, is a children's book. Okay. And they publish children's books. And they publish different types of books, but not necessarily animal books for adults. So he's got to contact his CEO to find out if it's okay to move forward with this because it's a different type of book. So then we get done with the telephone conversation, and about a day later, the CEO gets with me, and he, on the phone, calls up and says, I'm with Mascot Books. And I said, that's nice. And he says, and I'm the CEO. And I'm like, choked, oh. So I'm thinking, okay. So I said, thank you so much for calling me. What do you say? And so he says, this is different. Now, we don't usually publish books of this type, many types, not this type, but it's a area we'd like to break into that market. Nice. And we think we can do that with your book because we're sure it's going to sell. Wow. So I said, okay, well, that'd be great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah. I didn't know what to say. You were probably floored. Yeah. So I said, yeah, that would be great. So that's how this thing got going. And it's just been, we did get, proceeds from the original book, Webster the Beagle, and then my book, we were going to name it Loving a Senior Animal. Okay. But as you may remember from the last time I was on, there's always this controversy about what is a senior. Sure. What age is a senior. So we decided to go with older dog. and it just went through there, and then it went to edits, and there was editing. I worked with somebody at the company for edits, and I edited, they edited, and it went through several revisions, and then we did pictures accompanying it and everything, and finally we had a book. So we get a book, and it takes 6 to 8 weeks to publish.
Wow.
It's being published. It was published. It's now published. It's published and in Singapore, and is on literally a slow boat from China kind of thing, coming by boat to a warehouse in Virginia, Northern Virginia, and it will be here the end of July, beginning of August, and then we will have our book to sell, and it will be available through Amazon, Kindle, and Books A Million. And I will be doing speaking engagements at locally, and then Northern Virginia and every place in between, Fredericksburg and Roanoke, different cities that have a market for book distributors and sellers and this kind of thing. And so I'm very much looking forward to that. And it all kind of just fell together like when you least expect it.
Like life?
Yeah, and so all of a sudden, I go from writing these little happy little articles that come to me for the Caring for Creatures newsletter, and now I've published a book. I don't know how it happened.
I love it. You're getting props from people watching the show. Cynthia Viejo of Nest Realty. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful ladies. They are truly animal rescue heroes in our hometown. Congratulations, Jackie. Doris Wiesen. Doris Wiesen. She says, "Hey, Jackie," and she says, "Honey, the Chi Mix from Peaceful Passing says hello to and congratulations on the book." We'll also thank Ida Garrison, Sarah May, Michelle Tanner for watching the program. She says, "You have a very sweet face." You have helped inspire a book and an author. She may say that tongue-in-cheek, right?
I'm very proud of Jackie.
Yeah.
And she's a great writer. She's a great writer.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Look at Mary. That look both ways.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I'm very excited. I can't wait to read it.
I can't wait to read it. We showed the book on screen. When you saw the cover,
yeah,
what was going through your mind?
Well, we did the cover.
Yeah?
The cover is my dear friend Reg Green and his dog, who has since passed, unfortunately, Sarge. Sarge was a dog on a chain for many years, a neighbor, not necessarily next door, but in the neighborhood where Reg lives. And Reg had been frustrated by this situation for a very long time, so he contacted me after I met him. We made friends, and he had visited this area. We have a mutual friend in common, and said, I want to get this dog off this chain, but I don't know how to approach the guy. So we came up with some dialogue for him, and he went and talked to the guy, and eventually the guy did give up the dog, and he took Sarge into his home, and Sarge became his best friend, and he did so much for this dog, and the dog bloomed under Reg's care, and so I have this connection with them. And then they have a house that has a pond, little lake, and there's a dock. And so his wife, Becky, was taking pictures of Reg and Sarge at the end of the dock. She got a couple pictures, just snapped them, with their home camera kind of thing. And he said, oh, by the way, Becky took these pictures, you want to see them? And I saw his picture. I said, this is phenomenal for the cover of the book. So he said, well, yeah, we'd love that to be fantastic. That'd be phenomenal. We'd love to be a part of that. But could you give Becky credit for taking the picture? And I said, yeah, Reg, I think we can pull that off.
We can swing that.
Yeah, we can do that. So, that's how that happened. And then my husband kind of designed it. And then again, the book company put added a few things, and that's how it just came to be.
I love it. What are you thinking about this, Mary?
Oh, I think it's perfect. I think anytime, number one, you can help your rescue from stories about older dogs, but featuring older dogs, older animals, period, is very special. They're very special beings, and that makes me happy.
I totally 100% agree with that. It's good for the brand in totality as someone who's in branding. I mean, talk about the journey.
Well,
this is so many people want to be a published author, and there's a difference, and we're not marginalizing anyone that went the self-publishing route. Okay, self-publishing, we champion self-publishers as well. You're doing this through a publishing house.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a different story.
Right. And when this guy from the Mascot Books, Ben, called me initially, he said, "Why are you doing this book? What's the point? Are you trying to make money for yourself? Are you trying to make money for the rescue? Is it a money thing?" And I said, "Well, of course, the rescue would love money. We always love money. Let's be very clear about that." And he's laughing and stuff. And I said, "But really, I wrote the book to try to tell people about the experience of owning an older animal, and that it's a good thing, and it's not a sad thing, it's not a depressed thing." And I said, I have the same thing when people come to the rescue or talk about it. They think, "Oh, I'm going to walk into a building and it's going to have, this house is going to have all these half-dead animals around." It doesn't. I mean, they're all barking, they're jumping up on people. People are shoving them off. Yeah. Get down. 5 or 6 come at one time to get petted. It's mayhem. It's total mayhem. And I wanted people to see that side. And even when you do stick it out with a dog that has an illness of some sort, or it's in their last days, there's a special bonding that goes on there. When you go into a stage of intense care for an animal, and that bond is what you hold in your heart long after the animal's passed. So I wanted to kind of put a spin on it and tell my experiences working with senior animals, and make it a positive, good thing, and try to encourage other people to adopt. So I said to Ben, if there's one person out there that adopts a senior animal because of this book, that's really all I care about. And if somebody buys the book and we make a couple of bucks for the rescue, because the money's going to go to the rescue, then that's great. But it's really the connection between that individual who maybe never thought about a senior animal or was very hesitant, thinking, "Oh, the medical bills, they're going to be just laying around the corner all the time or something." If they look at it a different way and they decide to take that animal into their home and they have experienced the positive side of that, that's all I care about.
That's a great answer. That's a sizzle reel. Start with my question all the way through that answer, and I'm going to throw this to Mary. Free-flowing dialogue here. So my first dog, Lucy, lived to almost 17. I would say until 15, her quality of life was off the charts. To 15. And up to 15, jumping, running, chasing after the ball, loving life, eating good food, just like great quality of life, which is a testament to what Jackie is saying with senior animals. Yeah. If an animal's 5, 6, and we talk about where that threshold is, 5, 6, 7, there's still a ton of great life.
Oh, absolutely. And I think people get hung up, and I know you probably hear this too, people get hung up with, "Oh, I don't want to get a dog and then it's going to die right away." And it's the perspective, that's the probably negative approach. I understand the heartbreak. I do understand that. But older animals have such wisdom and experience. And if people are open to experiencing that, like Jackie's talking about, it doesn't matter if it's 1 year, if it's 5 years, if it's 8 more years. And we see it with Buddy, the corgi that we recently had come in, who's 15, and there's not a person that meets him, even though he has some physical challenges, that doesn't say, "Wow, he's 15, he doesn't seem like 15, and he's full of life." And he's an inspiration, and I think all of these animals are inspirations.
And that's what your nonprofit, your organization is all about.
Yes, absolutely. And my second big news is that we say, animal rescue. And people have always said, "Why Peaceful Passing's animal rescue instead of senior dog rescue?" Because now it allows us to incorporate cats.
And Doris wants to know about this. She says, "Jackie, please say something about the cats coming to your rescue."
Yes, so we have...
So she must know.
Yes,
okay.
We have a
I'm very excited about this.
So it's been a dream of mine to work with senior cats, and expand just, beyond dogs. And so we have a building that we have purchased that's going to be brought to our property, and it's going to house senior cats, and it's very exciting. It's kind of on the tiny house model.
Cool.
It's got a kitchen, a bathroom, full kitchen, and then it's got 2 rooms, which we can use for cats, and we can also use it as a reception area, so it's going to be very home-like. And so we're getting the building in. Of course, then we have to get the plumbing and electric and the septic system set up, and then do some tailoring of the building and make it cat friendly, and have different shelving and cat towers, places for them to climb, and again, your senior cats want to climb just like your younger cats. And get it outfitted. And then there's also been some question about, well, how many cats are you going to have? Well, what you do with these cat buildings is, after you see what amount of floor is covered by the base of like a cat tower, cat tree, whatever term you want to use, you see what the open area is. And there's regulations on so many feet per cat, as set by, you can find that out through Alley Cat Allies. There's information at Best Friends, all the larger animal shelters in the United States publish this kind of information. And so then that kind of dictates how many cats you can have. We're going to start small. This, of course, will be in addition to our medical budget, as it were, and so we've got to figure out how much money we need to support these cats. So we'll start 1 to 3, and then we'll go from there as we see what kind of donations we can we can get to come in, and then also how many cats that would support. So we're going to try to be very mindful and do it in a smart way, providing as much care for the cats as we possibly can, same as we do for the dogs. And with that senior animal rescue on the tail end of our name, could be anything next.
Llamas?
Anything. We're open, okay?
Raccoons.
But the cat thing is really something I wanted to get into. And the interesting thing I have found with cats is, when I talked to my board about what the age would be.
What is the age for a senior cat?
A senior cats can live into their 20s.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so
is that 10 plus?
Yes.
It's 10 plus?
Yeah, so we're thinking that we're gonna, first we said 10 and older, and then there were so many cats out there. And so we said 15 and older. And actually, you could have a steady stream of cats coming in that are 20 and older.
How do you gauge the cat's age?
The vets can do that by teeth and like that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Impressive. You have a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going on. It's absolutely with the book, the cat building. We're doing some improvements to the rescue in terms of bringing electricity to our outbuildings so we can run. We have one that's outfitted with lighting and a dehumidifier, but we want to get a dehumidifier and lighting out to our 2 other outbuildings. We just replaced our tarps with insulated tarps, which form the walls of our dog shelters. Of course, that's rolled up in the summer and dropped in the winter when there's bad weather. And we've got our fans rolling, so those dogs stay cool outside. And it's been a lot going on.
We have a lot of viewers that are giving commentary. I'm going to throw this question to you and offer an answer after we get to these viewers' perspective. But I got to think you see a little glimpse or glimmer of caring for creatures in the early stages with what Jackie is doing. I mean, you've been doing this 30 years. How long have you been doing this, Jackie?
Since 2002, but as my husband will remind us, we really got up and running in 2006, and then we became a nonprofit in 2009.
So we can say between 9 and 15 years.
Yeah.
Okay, 30 for you. I want to see your kind of glimmer of nostalgia here. Brenda and Jim Scamardella, is that right? Thanks. They say, Jackie, you are truly an inspiration. We are so very, very proud of you. Cynthia Viejo says, I love the cover of your book, Jackie. Love, I'm so happy for you. Tina Lawler, Jackie, you're such a wonderful person. So proud to know you. Sally Bird, hi, Jackie, your hair looks great. You're on your hair. I love Facebook live shows for comments like that. If you guys have a question or comment that you would like to relay to Jackie or to Mary or soon to Bill Sykes, who we will get to here shortly, your thoughts on the glimmer of nostalgia here with what Jackie's doing, some of the challenges she's going through. I remember us talking about some of that with Caring for Creatures.
Yeah, absolutely. And when Jackie and I talk, and she'll go, oh my God, this, and that. And I go, oh, I know. We can commiserate with each other and relate to the same things. And, when Jackie volunteered, she did a lot of things out at CFC. And it really is, it makes me feel good that she's moved on to create this special place for that population that she feels so drawn to, because it's much needed. And I know I've said this before on the show, but cats.
There's cats everywhere.
Oh, they so need help. And older cats in particular. We have a senior room at CFC, and yeah, they don't always get adopted, and no one looks at a lot of senior kitties. They can have any number of medical issues that have to be dealt with, but again, they're a group you can go into the room and you watch them. They make me want to just lay down and take a nap with them, quite frankly. I watch them and go, you're so lucky. I wish I was sitting in that window with sun coming down on me. I'm very excited.
Did you have any apprehension of getting into the cat space, if you may?
No, I've been talking about this for 3 years.
3 years?
As my board members will remind me. And I want to make this happen, and I didn't really know when or how we would do this. And then, we've gotten the support for this, donations for it, so it was just time to move forward. And really, everything is a process, and it's takes time to coordinate, schedule all the appointments to come in and do the work and that kind of thing. But we were very fortunate to get a very, very good deal on our cat building, and to get one as outfitted as it is. And so
it looks good.
Yeah. So,
and
nice
we
want to do get screening for the front porch, screen it in. We want to get a catio coming from one of the windows out, so they have the access to the outside, in good weather and stuff. So we've got all these ideas of where we're going with this cat building, and some people are saying, and then we can do another cat building. And remember, Jackie, the second one's going to be easier than the first one. And I go, yeah, right, okay. Let's just get this thing going first. But I'm happy to see that kind of excitement, and that people, again, there's people out there that care about these senior cats.
How does adding cats to the mix change the game? Change the nonprofit, change the charity, change the challenges? I mean, it's got to make it much more complex, right?
It can,
Yeah.
In the starting of Caring for Creatures, actually it was cats
It
that
was?
I started
I didn't know
with,
that.
which was interesting. It kind of happened all at the same time, but I had construction trailers donated to me. I used to work for a real estate developer up in Northern Virginia, and I left, they donated a couple of their construction trailers to get us going.
I could not see you in real estate development. Did you not like it?
No, it wasn't my heart, that's
Yeah.
for sure. It was a job.
Right.
So that was okay. But the whole time I'm doing that, my brain and my heart is someplace else. So just, it's a process. But doing cats is different. And it expands a lot of different things, but it's well worth it, in my opinion.
Are you at all trepid? Any trepidation? Or are you glasses half full on everything?
Oh, I don't worry about it. It'll fall in place.
Yeah.
I
Same.
want everything yesterday. That's my
Me too.
frustration right now. I want, let's get that plumber in there. Let's
You
get
want
that
1,000
building
miles
there.
an hour.
Yeah, let's get it going. Come on. And I have to respect that things have to be scheduled, and I have to work with companies and people and all this kind of stuff. And it's not that I don't like to work with them, but I want them to right then, right now, because I want the building there, I want to get going, I want to get those cats moved in, and nothing ever works for me as fast as I would like it. So that's the frustration for me now. The idea of having cats and working out the budget stuff and how we're going to do this, that doesn't bother me at all, because then I can be active. I can jump in and do it. And when I'm jumping in and doing something, then I can make it happen, and I can get other people to support me to make it happen. It's this process, this part of the steps is hard for me to be patient with that.
I think you have a fundraiser going, don't you? Is that still going on Facebook?
We had our online auction, which is finished.
No, I meant for the building.
The building.
Is that still there?
No, we're not
I'm
doing
sorry.
that. We're not doing
Okay.
it right now. We just
Okay.
got done with our online auction and brought in some money which will be used for the building.
That's awesome. We have a good tip here from Brenda and Jim. Jacqueline and Mary, if you need food, contact Diane at the Louisa Shelter. They are currently overwhelmed with food with donations from Walmart and are absolutely giving food away to everybody. So that's a good tip.
Lovely.
Thank you for relaying that to us. You're getting some props and some positive feedback from Lawrence Droz Vincent. You might have to help me with this name. Uwe Seaman? U-W-E?
Yeah.
You Seaman?
Is in France, and the other person is contacting us from Germany.
I love it. So France and Germany in the house right now. The power of Facebook Live. Michelle Tanner says hello. Ida Garrison says hello. Cassie Clausen says hello. We got Spencer Monk watching in Crozet. I think, man, I love when you come on the show because when I look at the clock for the first time, I see that it's 35 minutes in, and I'm like, oh my God, this is still like 3 minutes. We have to welcome Bill Sykes to the program.
Absolutely.
So why don't we go studio cam, and then Mary Birkholz has the show to introduce Bill Sykes.
Okay. Bill Sykes has been a Caring for Creatures volunteer for a number of years. And one thing that he has started and created, he is the president of the Fluvanna County Radio Controlled Flying Club. Did I get all that right?
Got it all right, Mary. Yes, ma'am.
And the club started a fundraiser in Fluvanna County that benefits all of the animal rescues in Fluvanna County. So Caring for Creatures, Peaceful Passings, Fluvanna SPCA, and Green Dogs Unleashed. So we all share in the proceeds that are raised from this event, and it's different, and I'm going to let Bill go into all the fun aspects of the flying machines and everything else.
The show is yours.
So,
All right, well, thank you. I am humbled and honored to be here in the presence of the CEO and founder of Caring for Creatures, the longest-running no-kill shelter in Virginia, and internationally acclaimed author, Jackie Meyers.
there you go.
For both of whom I have done volunteer work. I've done a number of things for Jackie, and my wife has done some sewing for Jackie, and I've done a number of things at Caring for Creatures. So, yes, I am the president of the Fluvanna County Radio Control Flying Club. It's the only thing I've done in my life. I said to my wife, it's purely recreational. It doesn't really, at that time, it didn't really have any other component to it except go out and fly model airplanes, which I'd been interested in for many years, but had never really gotten involved in. But after a few years in the club, I got myself elected president. And our club is one of about 2,500 in the country that's chartered by the Academy of Model Aeronautics, our community-based organization which sets safety protocols and things like that. Our field is designed in a way that complies with those. And having done some volunteer work and being connected with nonprofits, I wanted to see if we could do an event that would give something back to the county that we operate in. We are privileged to operate on Fluvanna County property, so we don't pay anything for the use of our field, and that's a real bonus. And so 6 years ago, I conceived the idea of an event. It wasn't called Wings and Wheels for Paws then. It had a more humble beginning. Mm-hmm. It basically had us flying airplanes, and it had 2 or 3 of the rescues there at the time. And thanks to generous sponsors, we just about broke even and had a couple $100 to give to each of the rescues. So we did that for 2 years. And the first 2 weren't really successful, though we always made a little money. So I got together with some of my guys, and we tried to figure out what could we do to bring more people in. That's what we need. We want more people coming in to meet these people, to know what they do, and to make donations. And so we conceived the idea of a car show, incorporating a car show into it. People with nice cars, antique cars, beautiful cars, love to go out and show them off. And we've learned this. They go out every weekend to some car show. They go to the Car Club Council has a calendar, and they pick the shows they're going to go to. So we met some guys who show their cars and judge car shows, and we brought them in. We took their advice. We listened to the things that we should do, and we also listened to the things that we shouldn't do, and we got their help. And so the first Wings and Wheels for Paws was in 2016, 2016 was the first one. So this would be the 4th one. And we had 50 cars, which is amazing for the first ever event. And the guys that helped us set it up called me, both of them called me on the phone and said, that was really a great show. You guys did a great job. And we made $2,800 for the 4 rescues that year.
That's big time.
That's big time. That's actual real money. I was so pumped up.
$700 a rescue for having fun.
For having fun. That's what you do.
Right.
You look at beautiful cars. You fly airplanes. And I was so pumped. We went to Sir Speedy and had to make one of these big cardboard checks, that had made out to the Fluvanna Animal Rescues and all that. So the next year, the second annual, had about the same number of cars, had a few more people, and upped the ante to $5,000. And that's about what we made last year. We made a little more last year. And so I am really excited about this year's event. There is so much fun stuff going on. There's several things that we didn't have last year, and I am happy to talk about them as much as you want to talk about.
I can't. Well, you're getting a lot of attention on the feed. Tina Lawler says, woohoo, Bill.
I like
Erica
that.
Renee from Green Dogs Unleashed is literally watching right now. She says, hello, Mary, Jackie, and Bill and Jerry. Love the show. Bill, you totally rock. He spends so much time making such a huge difference for all the Fluvanna rescues. You deserve a hug and a round of applause.
Yeah.
She says, pause.
I like that.
And Erica's have you been following the story about the Great Dane?
Yeah.
With the puppy?
Yeah.
So we wish you the best of luck with that,
Yikes.
Erica Renee.
Yeah.
So I should hold this up, right?
I would.
Why don't I
it's
hold
very
this
cool.
up, Harris, and then Bill, talk to us.
Yes, well, there will be airplanes of all sizes flying during Wings and Wheels for Paws, from the size of this one, some smaller ones, much, much bigger ones. This particular airplane is a model of an SE-5A. It was a World War I Royal Aircraft Factory British fighter airplane, along with the Sopwith Camel flown by Snoopy in his endless quest to shoot down the Red Baron. The SE-5A was the most successful Allied fighter aircraft of World War I. And we are so excited because we are going to have a flyover. It's scheduled, subject to a mechanical difficulty, which could happen, but it's scheduled for about 11 o'clock during the event of a full-size replica of an actual SE-5A flying over the field a couple times.
That?
2 years ago, I went to the Culpeper Air Fest. The guy had this airplane there. He taxied it in. It was on display. He had built it himself. It's a home-built airplane, completely scale, completely authentic, modeled after an actual SE-5A that flew during a war. He sent me information about the airplane, which I knew because I was a buff for those kind of airplanes, but also the pilot, the World War I pilot that flew the airplane that he replicated. And when he does the flyover on about 11 o'clock, I plan to narrate the story of the pilot. He was an Aussie pilot. He's got a really interesting story. He was an ace. He shot down 7 German airplanes in the last couple of months of World War I. So the guy that owns the airplane did a trial run to make sure he knew how to get here and where it was and all that. He did several flyovers last Sunday, and we took a little bit of video of that. And I don't know if it's available, but it's a cool airplane.
We'll give, Harris, I'll give you a moment to queue up the video. I'll throw it to you here in a matter of moments. Lisa Eve C. or Say says, Mary's the most awesome woman ever.
Lisa.
Love the show.
Good to see you.
Thank you for that commentary, Lisa. Heather D. is watching.
Hey, Heather.
Creatures. Grace Meja is watching in Crozet. Jonathan Galasso is watching in Washington, D.C. Folks watching in Richmond, Northern Virginia, Southwestern Virginia. Let's thank some of the people that are interacting with your page here, and then we'll throw it to Harris very shortly. Justin Sharp, thank you kindly for joining us on the program. Ray Cadell, Mark Wogman. Brent Walters is watching in North Carolina. Mary Sproul's Martin in Charlottesville. Catherine Lochner is watching in Charlottesville. So is Kathy Joseph. Like and share the feed anywhere you are watching. Michael Buchensky, the mortgage broker, is watching right now. Harris Tolber, love to see the video. Cue it up, my friend.
Well, you saw a 7/8 scale SE-5A make a couple of passes or one pass down the center line of the runway. The guy comes from about Warrenton, but he told me when I met him at Culpeper a couple of years ago it was a hop that he could make. And he was scheduled to do it last year, but he had mechanical difficulties, had to replace the radiator about a week or so before the event, so he was not able to make it. Everything seems to be a go this year, and so that to see that highlight along with all the other great model airplanes that'll be flying should be a real nice addition to our event.
Let's create a sizzle reel here. And the sizzle reel should have the who, what, when, where, and why, and how important supporting the animal rescues in Fluvanna County are to you and your team. Show is yours.
All righty. Well, again, I have, throughout my life, I have adopted animals from rescues. And when it came time to creating an event to give something back to the county that we live in, my first thought was, I knew about Caring for Creatures, I knew a little bit about Peaceful Passings, and I said, let's do something. These organizations are in this county. We get to operate in this county for nothing, and so let's give something back by doing that. And my guys went along with it, and each year it has become more fun and more interactive and more interesting, and hopefully we bring in more money. But I've loved animals of all kinds since I was a little kid, and there are so many hundreds of thousands of animals that need a home. All they want is a lap to sit in, a bed to curl up on, someone to love them. That's all they want. And working out, I haven't done a lot of it lately, but I've been out at Caring for Creatures. Used to go out once a week for a while and work with the guys out in the cat place and in the scratching post. It's the most amazing facility for cats to live in. I mean, they have the best possible home that they could have, short of being in yours. And so doing something, I mean, the staff and the volunteers that work in all these organizations do so much, but there is only so much you can do with hard work. Some things just take money. And part of the idea was to create a fundraiser to benefit these organizations that at least they didn't have to do a lot of the planning for. They all do things themselves that involve an awful lot of work above and beyond taking care of the animals that they take care of. I mean, Jackie's silent auction must involve an awful lot of work, and I've been involved with Mary for some of the things that she has done, and it's an awful lot of work to coordinate a fundraiser. So the idea here is for us to do the work, let them come and be there and have people meet them, do whatever they want to get to know them better. All the guys that come to the register for the car show and the pilots will pay a registration fee. We have a raffle. We get amazing things donated for the raffle. Right now I have 3 overnight stays at amazing places donated by, 2 of them by local bed and breakfasts and 1 by the Sheraton Waterside Hotel in Norfolk. They donate these for the raffle, and we sell lots and lots of raffle tickets, and that's another way to make money.
How can we learn more about the event?
More about the event is on the event website, Wings and Wheels for Paws, the number 4, PAWS.org.
Okay.
Or Wings and Wheels 4, spelled out FOR, also works. They both point to that. On the website, there is, there's a photo album, a photo gallery on the tab from last year's event to see what went on last year. There's an FAQ page with frequently asked questions, things people might want to know before they come. For example, sometimes people want to know, can they bring dogs? Well, yes, they can bring dogs, but we want them to be leashed.
Behaved and on leash.
Behaved on a leash, and we certainly don't want them jumping up on the cars and the show cars. And we'd like people to pick up after them and that sort of thing.
Seems pretty reasonable.
It's out in the sun. We have some shelter, but we don't have enough shelter for everybody, so we encourage people to bring sunscreen and lawn chairs if they want to sit and enjoy the festivities and all that kind of thing. So there's all kinds of things on the website. We also have a Wings and Wheels for Paws Facebook page, and I try to post every couple of days on there something about a sponsor or something for the raffle or just a fun thing. The trophies for the car show came in the other day, and so I took a picture of them and posted the picture, and several people that follow us who are car show people kind of liked that and enjoyed seeing them and all that kind of thing.
I love it. I love it. Todd Campbell, welcome to the program. Louise Monk, welcome to the show from Waynesboro. Turn Bill into a sizzle reel, please. That's an excellent final sizzle reel. Chris Turner, hello. John Gilmore, hello. Meg Taylor, Rick Henderson, Jeremy Stanwyck, Michael Jameson, Bill Granford, Rob Lawson, Margaret Matthews. Hello, hello, hello. You guys are getting some attention. Let me throw this to you guys, and then I'd like to throw this question to you guys. Bill and this event, what it means to you guys, and how it makes you feel to see the community kind of galvanize and rally together to support something that you guys have put so much effort into. Robert Davis says, Jackie, I'll see you very soon. You were my mentor for years before I went down the road, and I love you. Joyce Sykes, great show. So we're getting a lot of positive feedback here. One more I would like to relay on air. Carlos Echevarria. I'm messing up your last name, Carlos. I'm sorry. Hi, Jackie. We miss you. Keep up the fantastic work. Let me throw it first to, why don't we throw it to Jackie here, special guest. This man doing some big time things here.
He's phenomenal. I mean, it goes without saying. What I love so much about this is that somebody from the community has taken this on in Bill Sykes. So one person, yes, he works with his group. Yes, he works with other group. He gets people involved. He gets sponsors, etc. But one person did it. One person had the idea. And so I think so many times people think, well, it's just me. You know, what can I do? You know, let me send a check, which is good. But, you know, they don't think big because they don't think they can do it. Here's somebody who believed enough in himself, got other people to believe in it, got people behind him, and made the thing happen. There's so many levels to it. The model planes, you can go to the field. They meet out there all the time. You can go to the field. They'll let you try these things out. This is amazing. You can actually fly it. Now, somebody else is going to have a control, too. So if you're getting the thing crashing to the ground, they can save it. Okay, they can save it.
Or a $100,000 car.
Right. I did it. I flew the plane. They let me do it. So, okay, somebody was behind me. But, you know, the point was you got a chance to try something you'd never get to try. Most people wouldn't get the chance to do this. The cars. Okay, I'm standing in line waiting to get something to eat. People in front of me had come to see the car show. They're from Britain. So they're talking, and, you know, a lot of people in line. So I'm talking and talking, hearing stuff and talking to people I'd never talked to before, you know, never have an opportunity to talk to. And then, of course, it's great because of the animal folks that are out there. So we're out there all day. It's June 8th, 9 to 4. I don't know if we mentioned that. Be there. But all the animal groups are there. I'm seeing people in a relaxed way that I don't usually have an opportunity to talk to. I might talk to Mary, or I might talk to somebody quickly on the phone. Hi, bye, I got this question. You know, there's dog food available in Louisa. You know, this kind of thing like you had mentioned. But you don't get to relax and talk. I'm relaxing, I'm talking, I'm meeting their animals, they're meeting my animals. It's that kind of thing. So it's this incredible rapport that you get. Of course, you know, Bill is there. Joyce's wife is doing 1,000 things. She gets no kudos for what she does. I'm saying Joyce is the powerhouse behind Bill Sykes, and I want the world to know it. So Joyce is there, and she's doing her thing. I'm telling you, you know, and Joyce is doing her thing, and she's doing 100 things behind the scenes, and so we appreciate her. But this is what happens. It's just a dynamic, a feel to the day. People are coming over. I'm seeing people that adopted animals from me, and they're saying, you know, they bring this one over and that one over, and you see these dogs that you wouldn't see otherwise. And it's just this incredible feeling, and it's Bill Sykes did it.
Love it. Shelley, is it Shelley D'Souza?
Uh-huh.
Jackie, you look wonderful. Man, you're getting some props today. Let's have Mary Birkholz, Caring for Creatures, the president and founder. Final word for you, Mary.
Okay, I'll have a couple things. First, Bill is amazing, and he's absolutely right. The work it takes to put one of these events on is huge, and the fact that we get to benefit from an event that we did not have to go through all of that is huge, 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 huge. So I thank Bill for that. It's a unique event. I think you all need to you know, make some time in your day on June 8th and come out and visit us. And I also need to make a special mention. Y'all know Ashley Morris, who comes here and does the training. Well, her father, Jeff Morris, he's from Richmond, and he got in touch with me, and he's this amazing baker. And so he is going to come with huge amounts of baked goods to try to raise some money for Caring for Creatures. So we're talking all the sweet stuff and pies and cakes and cookies and brownies. I don't know what, but I think he's a pretty famous baker over there. So we're excited to have him join the CFC table. So bring your appetite, and there's food, luncheon food that's available. And what does it cost, Bill? How do people
For
get it?
guests, we ask for $10 a carload. That's all
Okay.
all we ask for. And Wahoo Barbecue here in Charlottesville has made us a great deal on the food, so nobody pays for food. We ask for donations. There'll be a
Yeah.
food donation box. People stick a lot of money in there. It's way better than selling food. We've got, over the 3 hours from 11 to about 2 o'clock, we've got 2 sets from the Two Wishes duo, who are just amazing, fun musicians, sandwiched around about a 45-minute demonstration by the Skyline Country Cloggers, a clogging demonstration, which would be really fun to watch. And so that, the airplanes,
And the location.
and the location is, we don't have a building. The Google Maps address is 11176 West River Road, Palmyra, Virginia. It's 5 miles west of Fork Union on the way towards Scottsville. There will be a big sign out front,
Check the website.
and it's on the website.
Yeah. Susan, Blakeney, thank you guys for a great show, one of your best. I'm watching in South Carolina right now. Fantastic
Susan.
program. This one will make you feel good. This one is from Deborah as a dimer. Jacqueline, Meyers, and Mary Birkholz, thank you for all the time you put into helping animals. May God always watch over you for all you do for others. You are so modest. Fantastic show. Love hearing that. Love hearing that right
Thank
there.
you.
Rose Masters, welcome to the program. Carol Craddock says, great show. Thank you for joining us, Carol Craddock. I love caring for creatures. I love what you are doing and getting to know you through this show. I thoroughly enjoy when you come on the show.
Thank you.
I
Thank
really,
you.
genuinely mean that. Peaceful Passings Senior Animal Rescue. Follow them on Facebook. Peaceful Passings Senior Animal Rescue. Bill Sykes, follow him on Facebook. Follow his event page on Facebook, please. And guys, per usual, we encourage you to get involved, whether monetarily, whether from a donation and fundraising standpoint, whether from offering your time and volunteering, or whether it's going to the sanctuary and adopting animals. Caring for Creatures, Central Virginia's first no-kill animal sanctuary, more than 30 years of saving the lives of the most high-risk animals, the animals on the kill lists of shelters up and down the eastern seaboard, welcoming them to Fluvanna County and giving them a second shot at life. Caringforcreatures.org is the website. One more time, caringforcreatures.org. Follow them on Facebook and watch the Caring for Creatures show Thursdays at 3 o'clock on the I Love Seaville Network. This was one of our best.
agree.
Thank you, guys. It was fun. It was truly enjoyable.
It's
truly
a riot
enjoyable.
every time.
It was fun. Today was fun. You were really good. We will see you next Thursday at 3 o'clock on the Caring for Creatures show. Good work. Good work. Good work.
Show, I like this. That's fun.
It was a good show. It's good. Good dynamic.
Just 4 people chatting in a bar.
That's the concept. Yeah. 4 people chatting in a bar in an approachable setting.
That's right. It's a beautiful. It's a great concept. I mean, it really is.
Thank you.